Chapter 16. Climate. Introduction. Climate is an average of atmospheric conditions over a long period. Generally, climate is determined from the average weather conditions of summer, winter, and rainy season of a place for about 35 years or more. In short, climate is an average of long-term atmospheric conditions. Weather is an average of short-term conditions of atmosphere. Weather can change at any time during a day. Change in weather conditions depends on air temperature, air pressure, humidity, rain, fog, or amount of clouds, etc. Weather affects our daily agricultural activities. Indian Meteorological Department publishes a daily weather map and a report of the entire nation. India shows a large diversity and characteristics in climatic conditions. Seasons change in some parts of the earth according to the wind direction. So the winds which change their direction according to the season are called monsoon winds. These winds are so named after the Arabic word mausim. India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Myanmar are Asian countries which experience monsoon climate. Seasonal changes. Revolution of the earth around the sun and her axial tilt are major reasons for changes in seasons. The axis of the earth is tilted at 23.5 degrees and makes an angle of 66.5 degrees with the orbit. Seasons are caused due to the axial tilt. Regions receiving more sunlight experience summer, while regions receiving less sunlight experience winter. Sun rays fall vertically over Tropic of Capricorn on 22nd December, so the southern hemisphere experiences summer and the northern hemisphere experiences winter. Nights in India are longer and colder in winter. Similarly, the sun rays are vertical over Tropic of Cancer on 21st June, so the days are longer. Rotation and revolution of the earth have a direct impact on the food, clothing, and residences of man. In monsoonal countries like India, the winter and summer monsoon winds, which change direction according to the season, affect the seasonal weather and give peculiar characteristics to the weather of every season. That is why the climate is called monsoonal climate. Variations in the climates of India. There are many variations in the climate of India. South India has a peninsular shape, hence it experiences moderate maritime climate, while the climate becomes more continental while going away from the seashore. A large part of North India is away from the seacoast, so it experiences continental climate. The Tropic of Cancer passes almost through middle of India. Area to the south of it falls in torrid zone, while the area to the north of it is in temperate zone. As a result, there is a large difference in the temperature and rainfall in different parts of the country. Example, the temperature in Leh and Dras in north in Kashmir is as low as -45 degrees Celsius during winter. Sri Ganganagar and Alwar in Rajasthan record 51 degrees Celsius high temperature during summer. Similarly, Cherrapunji in Meghalaya in East India gets about 1,200 centimeter rainfall annually, which is maximum in the world. Mawsynram, about 16 kilometers away from Cherrapunji, is famous for receiving maximum rainfall during 24 hours. In the west, the deserts of Rajasthan receive only 10 to 12 centimeter rainfall annually. Contradicting climatic conditions are seen in our country when one region has devastating floods, while the other faces drought due to intense heat and scanty or absence of rainfall. Some regions face devastating effects of thunderstorms, sandstorms, and tropical cyclones. Thus, seasonal weather has diversified effects. Factors affecting the climate. There are some factors on the surface of the earth which control the distribution and amount of elements of climate. These are called climatic factors. Following factors affect the climate of India. Latitude. Climatic type on the surface of the earth changes according to the latitude of the place concerned. There is a distance of about 111 kilometers between two successive latitudes. Sun rays fall vertically over equatorial region, hence it is very hot throughout the year. India is divided into two zones of different climatic conditions, namely torrid zone and temperate zone. Distance from sea. The distance of landmass from sea is another important factor affecting the climate. Water and land have different capacity to conserve and release the solar heat. As a result, coastal regions experience temperate climate, while the climate becomes continental in the interior places away from seacoast. The climate of Mumbai in India is temperate as it is near the seacoast, while it is continental at Nagpur or Delhi as these places are far away from sea. Altitude. As we go higher in the atmosphere from sea level, air pressure and air temperature decrease, while higher relief gets more rain. Due to the high altitude, the Himalayan peaks remain snow-covered throughout the year. Moist air cools down when it rises and gives rain. With increasing altitude of the mountains in Meghalaya, the rainfall increases. In general, air temperature decreases at the rate of 1 degree Celsius for the ascent of 165 meters or by 6.5 degrees Celsius for an ascent of every 1000 meters from the surface of the earth. Atmospheric pressure and winds. India falls in the path of northeast trade winds. These winds originate due to tropical high pressure belt in northern hemisphere. These winds deflect due to Coriolis force and blow towards equator. In past, these winds were utilized for oceanic trade, so these are called trade winds. As these winds blow over landmass, they contain less moisture. The Indian Ocean is located to the south of India, Arabian Sea lies to the west, and Bay of Bengal is in the east. Due to this vast water mass, the wind passing over them absorb moisture and bring rain in India. During winter, high pressure developed to the north of Himalayas. Cold and dry winds from this region blow towards the oceanic area where low pressure is created. During summer, low pressure develops due to high temperature over Central Asia and Indian landmass. At this time, high pressure prevails over Indian Ocean in south, so winds tend to blow from the high pressure over Indian Ocean to low pressure in North India. These winds are known as southwest monsoon winds. They contain moisture and bring rain in India. Sometimes, a peculiar phenomena takes place over places located far from India, which creates temporary changes in the long-term climatic pattern. Phenomena like jet stream, western disturbances, El Nino, ITCZ have affected the Indian weather to a great extent. However, the monsoonal characteristics of climate of India remain unaffected. Seasons of India. Weather in our country remains almost the same for every 2 months. These 2 months' duration is called season. As per tradition, there are 6 seasons in India. These are Hemant, Shishir, Vasant, Grishma, Varsha, and Sharad. There is hardly any noticeable difference in the weather between two successive seasons. So if two seasons are taken simultaneously, then there would be only 3 seasons of the year. 1. Cold season. 2. Hot season. 3. Rainy season. Changes in seasons are experienced distinctly in India. Cold weather starts with the beginning of winter. Temperature gradually increases during summer. With the onset of monsoon, air gathers moisture and brings rain. Indian Meteorological Department of Government of India at Delhi has divided the climate of India into 4 seasons. 1. Cold weather season, winter, December to February. 2. Hot weather season, summer, March to May. 3. Advancing monsoon, rainy season, June to September. 4. Retreating monsoon season, October to November. Cold weather season, winter, December to February. In India, the 3 months duration from December to February is considered as winter. Sun shines vertically over the southern hemisphere between 22nd September to 21st March. India is situated in northern hemisphere, so it is under the influence of slant sun rays between December to February, and low temperature prevails. Winds blow from northeast direction from Central Asia. These winds are dry and cold, so the weather also remains dry and cold. The sky during this season generally remains clear or cloudless. Northeast India remains comparatively cooler as it is far away from the sea and some part of it is a desert. During winter, this region develops high pressure and this deflects the winds. Dry and cool winds are generated due to the high pressure. These winds reduce the temperature of the places over which they blow. In Delhi, temperature often goes below 10 degrees Celsius during winter, and it remains around 16 degrees Celsius in Allahabad and 18 degrees Celsius in Kolkata. At this time, the temperature in Himalayas is much less. The January temperature of Shimla, Darjeeling is around 5 degrees Celsius. After the snowfall in Himalayas, the cold and heavy winds rush towards the North Indian plains. As a result, this plain, along with Gujarat and Rajasthan, are under the grip of cold wave. Temperature decreases suddenly. Frost in some area destructs the cotton crop. Temperature does not fall below freezing point during winter, except for the high mountainous regions, because the central Himalayas obstruct the extremely cold winds coming from Central Asia and protects India from severe cold. Like to know. Let us know certain weather terms appearing frequently in the newspapers in India. Jet stream. In both hemispheres, around 30 degrees latitudes, very powerful winds in a pipe-shaped belt blow with high speed in the atmosphere at an altitude of 8 to 15 kilometers. These winds are known as jet streams. Their average velocity is about 150 kilometers per hour, and in the central part of this wind belt, their velocity is about 400 kilometers. During winter, these winds blow over the southern slopes of Himalayas, and in summer, these are stationed over peninsular India. High altitude winds help to bring rain. Western disturbances. Jet stream formed over West Asia blows towards east and affects West Asian countries, Northeast India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. The dust storms accompanying these disturbances leave their effect up to Bangladesh. This often creates disturbances in the pleasant winter weather of North India. Very high mountains receive snowfall, and the plains receive some rain, which is useful to the Rabi crop. This may cause unseasonal rain, locally known as Mavthu in Gujarat, which may damage crops. Conditions in South India during winter are different from those in North India. South India is situated in torrid zone near the equator and has a peninsular shape. Its inner area is not very far from seacoast. So this area does not feel severe cold as the northern India during winter. There is no snowfall. Temperature also does not go down very low. Example, the temperature at Kochi during January is around 26 degrees Celsius, Madurai is 25 degrees Celsius, and Chennai is 24 degrees Celsius, but the mountainous area in South India feel low temperature. Temperature decreases towards north. In India, winter is considered to be very pleasant and healthy season. Due to longer and cooler nights, dew and fog are common in early morning. Day is shorter and night is longer. In winter, dry winds coming from over landmass generally do not bring rain, but northeast winds coming over from Bay of Bengal contain humidity. These winds give more rainfall over the Coromandel coast. Northeast gets some rainfall due to the western disturbances and thunderstorms. This rain is very useful for the Rabi crop in Punjab and Haryana. These winds give rain in Gujarat occasionally. This unseasonal rain in Gujarat is locally called Mavthu. Like to know. Let us know some frequently used words in the newspapers about Indian weather. El Nino. This is a Spanish word which literally means a small child. The name was given by Peruvian fishermen after the child Jesus because its impact is generally felt around Christmas. This warm current originates to the west of Peru along with the Pacific coast in South America due to atmospheric and oceanic conditions. This current flows westwards and its impact is felt up to India. The El Nino phenomena takes place occasionally. Whenever it takes place, changes occur in the duration of monsoon and amount of rainfall in India. ITCZ. A large low-pressure area develops over the equator where the trade winds converge. It is called Intertropical Convergence Zone or ITCZ. The trade winds rise upwards in the form of air currents. In July, this convergence zone is stationed over 20 degree to 25 degree north latitude. In India, it is stable over Ganga plains. Due to the low pressure developed over this region, winds generated over the oceans in southern hemisphere blow towards this area, causing rain in few parts of North India. During colder season, the convergence zone shifts further south, so the winds change their direction to northeast. Warm weather season, summer or Grishma season.